Now I want you, I got confirmation everybody can hear you good. I want you to start completely over, introduce yourself, how you want to introduce yourself, and start brand new right now.
Yes, I will introduce myself as the Congolese man because I was born in Africa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And then I just want to talk about my journey in USA. I traveled to Tijuana, Mexico, where I was given a number. Uh, at that time, during the President Trump first term, when they give you the number, you need to wait until they call that number so you can come in USA. And I came in USA to a legal port of entry. It's called San Isidro in California, where I spent 10 days there. After that, I was transferred to San Luis. It's in Arizona, where I spent 14 days. And then I went in Mississippi, Tallahassee, Mississippi, um, Louisiana, Pine Prairie, and then LaSalle Ice Processing Center. So I am someone who spent more than a year in an immigration detention. What I just want to say is that now that I'm free outside, I've been released, there is a lot of crap, a lot of lies they are saying about ICE that I honestly cannot stand. When I was in detention, I was able to make some requests. There is a form. If you want to see a doctor, you fill out the form. If you want to go at the library, you can spend your time there. I spent all my time in the library where I was able to, at least learn English. This is an English is the official language in USA. I was able to get something good from that, immigration detention. And I remember one day during a routine check, the doctor called me and told me that he found me with what they call left ventricular hypertrophy. So right away they took care of it, and then I believe if that situation was not taken care of, I don't know what would happen. Maybe a stroke, maybe heart attack. I don't know what would happen.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Uh,
So you're
yeah,
so you're saying that possibly ICE saved your life?
but trust me, that's the truth. I have my medical record. I was able to get it when I was released. I requested it and it was given to me. I can prove my statement. Yes. And they told me this is a very dangerous situation if it's not taken care of. So uh, I remember when I was in detention, there is one day I got my teeth, my mouth checked. And then they found out that I had two teeth that were almost dead. They did what they call root canal. All of that was done while in immigration detention. So I cannot stand when they call those people Gestapo because if anybody in this life knows the story about the Gestapo, people were sent in the gas chamber to be killed. But you cannot even afford to kill yourself when you are in detention. You have someone watching you at least, I would say, 24 hours. And then if you don't feel well, you can request to be seen by a doctor. They will take care of you, you know?
Yep.
So it's really unfair. It's really unfair. Call those people the Gestapo people. I cannot stand that. I will never stand that. I have been there for years, so I know what I'm talking about. When I was released, I got my employment authorization document. I was legally allowed to work in the USA, and I have worked as an interpreter at the hospital, as a correction officer at the Cumberland County Jail. Uh,
Hold on,
by
hold
the
on.
time, even
What jail did you work at?
the Cumberland County Jail, right here in Portland.
And what kind of training did you need for that?
So the training that you need for that, you need to go by the screening first. Background check. They need to make sure you did not commit any crime. I even went through the polygraph. They will stick you to some wires and ask you questions to make sure all your answers are true. And then that is how I got clearance to work as a correction officer.
Yep.
The training that you get is mostly online. We did 6 weeks of training in person, online. We did the MEC training for self-defense, how to protect yourself, and privacy, how to respect the HIPAA policy, and all those training. When you become a correction officer on field, they will give you an FTO. The FTO is the field training officer. His job is just to observe you and make sure you understand what you learned and you can practice what you learned. So after that, then the FTO can sign can sign that you can now work by yourself without being trained. So I was able to be signed off. And then while I was working at the Cumberland County Jail, we housed immigration detainees over there. Okay, and we have two security checks to do when you work at the Cumberland County Jail. The first one is the head count, just to make sure all the numbers are good. Everybody is in a cell. The second one is called the security check. You need to stand up every 30 minutes. You go to check every single cell, one by one, and make sure there is nothing going on that needs to be reported. I remember one day we had one guy during the security check. We found out that he was coughing blood. We reported that right away. He was taken to the hospital, and I just happened to randomly be his interpreter when he was taken at the hospital. And the doctor found out that he needed heart surgery. They replaced one of his valves. That is a huge, very invasive medical intervention. And his life was saved. Do you imagine what would happen to that person if the crisis happened to him at home? Right now, he owes his life. I will say it. He owes his life to being arrested by ICE because he was somewhere people could watch him 24 hours. We were able to see what was going on with his health, and then it has been taken care of. Can you imagine after I experienced all those situations, what I would feel when they call ICE officer or the U.S. immigration system, the Gestapo? I cannot stand that. It's a bunch of crap and lies. I will never stand that. I have interacted with those people, and they are human beings. So that's why I was like, I need someone to hear this story.
So, from my understanding, you came in illegally, right? The first time.
Yes,
And how
my
long?
entry was not legal.
Yep. And how long? For my bad, I misunderstood when I made the flyer and all that. So I apologize, guys, on Facebook. But he did come in illegally first. Now explain the process after that and how you became legal.
Yes, the process after that is that all the time you will spend in the immigration detention, They will give you a
So
day until you will
how
have an
did you get?
interview
Hold on one second.
with an officer.
How'd you get detained? Did you volunteer or did you?
Oh, well, I came in USA to the legal port of entry, and I surrendered myself to the CBP.
Okay, and you did say
That
that
is
at the
how,
beginning. My bad.
and then that is how I started the process.
Yep.
After that, they will conduct some interview. They will ask you question. They will tell you you have been found illegally in this country,
What
and then you
do you,
are
do you,
subject to removal.
do you mind
But
me
if there
asking?
is
Do you mind me asking what questions they do ask?
the first question they will ask you is that do you have any legal purpose allowing you to come at the USA? If you don't have any legal paperwork that allows you to come in USA, then they will tell you you are illegal on the US lands. You are subject to removal, but we just want to hear if there is a reason why you don't want to be removed in your country. Then they will, you can explain why do you fear to go back to your country. That is how the process starts.
Okay.
Then yes,
Yep. So keep.
then
Yep. Keep
I
explain.
had an interview.
Yeah.
Say it
Explain.
again.
Explain the process because I don't. A lot of us don't know this process. So it's good to hear
Yes.
from someone that
So
actually.
then you will first go through what they call the credible fear interview. During that interview, they will ask you plenty of questions. It can take up to 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. It depends. You need to explain an immigration officer, an asylum officer, the story. What happened to you in your country? Why do you feel like you don't want to go back in your country? What will happen to you if you go back to your country? You really need to explain him why. And then that officer, the asylum officer, is the one who will determine if you are credible or not.
Now, let me ask you one question. So, when
Yes,
you came in when you came in illegally and surrendered yourself, right? That was under the first Trump administration, right?
yes, I did. Yes.
Now let me ask you this. Do you think if someone crossed during the Biden administration, they had to go through that same process if they surrendered themselves exactly how you did? In your
Um,
personal opinion.
I just know people who came during that, you know, the next administration, and they never went through the process that we went through.
Mm.
Yes,
So
trust me.
So you're saying you know people that crossed
Oh,
the border
that is what
illegally during the
that is why they call it catch and release. They just catch and release the next day. Catch and release.
and,
Catch and
and
release.
that's not what you experienced.
We have never been released right away. No, no. We spent everything all the time. We were screened in immigration detention. The process, you need to wait until they will conduct the credible fear interview in detention. Only after that, then you can be released in the United States.
And
And trust me, if we were 10,000 people, less than 20 people were released. Less than 20. Not everybody made it during that time. Not everybody.
wow, that okay. Now so to discredit a lot of these things, what was the food like? What was the experience like while you were detained? What were the opportunities that were presented to you while you were detained by ICE? How long were you detained? Explain that a little bit.
So it depends on when you are. San Isidro is really at the border. They have to deal with thousands of people every day. So the first screening is there. Um, they need to confirm your identity and make sure you are really the person you say you are. They will take your fingerprint. They will check with, FBI and see if you are not wanted somewhere, if you did not commit crime somewhere. And during that first screening, we have seen many people being returned right away. They did not even get a chance to be transferred to a different facility. Most people get returned from there. So the next step is, just logistic. They will send you in different facility. They have a headquarter. I don't really know how the system works, but they really have people who will decide where the detainee must be transferred for the credible fear interview.
Okay.
That is how it works.
So what opportunities were presented to you while how long were you detained?
I spent more than a year in detention.
More than a year. And what was the quality of life? Like, were you treated like a human being? Was the food decent?
Um, Most people are, I would say, biased. Okay. Um, an immigration facility will be an immigration facility where they don't need to treat you like living in a five-star hotel. Okay. But you will get food in the morning. You will get the breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 times a day. Anytime you feel like you need to be seen by a doctor, you just need to fill out the form. And trust me, one officer will come in your cell and escort you to see the doctor. If they need to do some blood work, if they need to prescribe medicine, so nothing was neglected. I've seen that. I have experienced that. And if you want to spend time in the library, you want to go read books, work on your case, prepare your interview, they will give you access to the library. Just fill out the form. One officer will come and escort you to the library. You will spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours there and work in whatever you need to do.
What was
The reason why I'm saying that is that that reality doesn't match with what most people are saying outside, that it's like the Gestapo.
Well, that's why I'm asking these questions. That's why I'm trying to, say because the way they portray ICE and how these people are detained and stuff like that is like that they're not treated like human beings. They don't get fed. They don't get basic health care. And from what you're saying, ICE saved your life.
Myself, I'm not talking about someone else. Myself, when I was in detention, I got root canal. You need a good coverage outside, even for you, U.S. citizen. You need good coverage to get your to get some dental care. You need good coverage for that. I had it done for free in detention. And then, do you think those people believe they deserve to be called a Gestapo people?
Imagine
Do you
that.
think they will? Do you think they will provide such treatments to someone they don't believe is a human being?
No.
Who can trust that? Nobody. Nobody can trust that. That is the first portion when I was in detention. And then when I was released, working as a correction officer in at the Cumberland County Jail, at the time we had immigration detainees. Then I was on the other side. I have just witnessed, as I told you, a guy who was coughing blood, and then they found out he had some heart issues. He got a very invasive and life-saving medical intervention. They replaced one of his valves. If not, he would be dead right now. Do you think if they don't treat people like human beings, they would save someone like that? No. The guy is here. He lives in Portland. I know him. It's just because, when you are a medical interpreter, you need to respect, the patient privacy. I cannot say more about it.
Yep, because of HIPAA. I understand that. So someone in the comments wanted to say, make sure he talks about translating for children's parents during parent-teacher conference.
Of course.
So explain that.
This one was in 2025. Lewiston High School, parent-teacher conference, where the teacher will just explain the parent how their children have been doing at school. And then I heard this young lady who just came from France, They speak French over there, not English. And then she was even late, during the academic school. She was, I think, 4 or 5, I would say, 3 months late. So when she started at school, right after 1 week, they did some testing, and then all the teachers were amazed by her performance. Right after that, I just asked her mom, what's going on? She just coming from France. They don't speak English over there. How come she was this good? And then the mom told me she spent months in immigration detention because when she crossed the border, that is during the Trump second term, when Trump is president. She spent time in immigration detention before immigration needed to conduct some DNA tests to make sure they will release her to a real parent. So during that time in immigration detention, she was attending educational programs, English, mathematics, history, and all of that. Due to the program she was attending while in immigration detention, she was able to make those performances at school. But people outside will call it concentration camps. Do you think if you are in a concentration camp, you have time to read, you have time to learn, you have time to be ready for school?
So let me ask you this. So what is
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you two loaded questions so you can answer them both. One, what is your opinion on ICE and Trump's, stand on everything? And then second, what is your opinion on the Democrat Party?
So ICE is a big agency. Most people reduce ICE to only the field officer, the one that goes um, out and try to arrest those with warrants. But ICE is bigger than that, really bigger than that. I have seen some protests in New Jersey, people outside trying to break in. And, if you work there, they see you coming out, they try to fight you, to break your car and stuff like that. It doesn't really make sense. If you really care about immigrants, and there is one person who works inside the immigration detention and he's a doctor. His job is to make sure uh, immigrants are taken care of. Why would you try to fight a nurse because she's coming from a detention if she works there? Why would you fight someone who works in the kitchen? His job is just to cook and make sure immigrant effect. It doesn't really make sense. If you really care about immigrants, let's say those people protesting outside, they succeed to break inside and help detainees to escape. It's a crime. You will never be able to adjust your status in the USA if you escape from an immigration detention. When you see the blue lights, I got my learner permit. I was 35 years old here in USA. And then my instructor told me, anytime you see a blue light behind you, you need to know that it is law enforcement. You must stop. You don't run away from law enforcement.
Wait, what did you? Hold on, time out, sir. I'm sorry. I need you to say that one more time in case the liberals didn't hear you say that. What did you just say when you hear blue lights or see blue
That is
lights?
what my instructor told me. Anytime you see blue light behind you, you need to know that is law enforcement. Pull over. You must pull over.
And what? Comply?
That is a compliance. You must comply and stop your car. You have to pull over. It doesn't matter if it's the police, federal agent, FBI. Blue light means law enforcement. You must stop. And that is a rule in USA for years.
So let me ask you something. If you were in the same situation as the young man in Biddeford, how would you would have handled it? Would you would have stopped and complied? Or would you would have, tried to use your car and run him over like he did?
Um, Trust me, you see the blue light, you stop. Any parent who loves his children will advise him anytime you see the blue light, stop. If you care about your child, you will tell him when you drive, you see blue light behind you, stop. My concern right now is that after the killing, the death of a guy in Beautiful, I have seen many people protesting. I did not see one person advising all other immigrants to not make the mistake of trying to run away from law enforcement.
Whoa! Oh,
When
hold
you
on.
run away,
You gotta say that. Say that louder for the people in the back.
if you really care, don't come there just for the show. If you really care about immigrants, you should tell all other immigrants what to do so that doesn't happen. I did not see one single person advising every immigrant when you see law enforcement, when they pull you over, stop your car. Nobody. So if you don't say that, I believe you don't care about immigrants. I want to say this. You know, when you run away from law enforcement, even if they don't come after you, you are less likely to respect the lights, the sign, and you are more likely to commit a traffic violation.
Mm.
You know that
Dude, you're preaching.
because you just want to run away. You can crash your car into someone. You may not pay attention on the red light, and get hit by a truck. You will die. If you care about immigrants, tell them the truth. This is the USA. You see the blue light behind you, stop.
Keep going, man. You're
When,
preaching.
when did that change in USA? And then You know when immigration officer proceed with an arrest, they will document everything. Everything is documented. Your attempt to run away from them is documented somewhere. And then when they will present you to an immigration judge, just because you have tried to run away, it makes you what they call a flight risk. They will never release you just for that. And then if you run away and you you commit reckless driving, you don't follow the speed because you just want to run away. That's a crime. It, even the police can pull you over. You will have a criminal record. Tomorrow, if you become a refugee and you want to adjust your immigration status in USA to become a legal permanent resident,
Oh my God, dude,
or if you want to become a US citizen,
you are hitting it on so many.
that crime will catch you up. It's an interview. You need to face an immigration officer who will decide whether you can be granted green card or citizenship.
You are
No
hitting.
small mistake
You are
will
hitting.
catch you.
You are hitting on so many facts. You have no idea. You need to keep going, but I'm only gonna say this. You know who doesn't have to worry about that? The people standing outside protesting that's not advising immigrants about this. The ones out there with their little whistles and all that. Instead, not telling immigrants that, you know what, not complying is actually getting you in more trouble and you're not gonna be able to become a US citizen. Keep going, bud. I'm sorry.
I have a video. I was just scrolling on my TikTok. I saw this video. I speak 8 languages. I'm fluent in Spanish. And I have seen this ICE officer. He was arresting an immigrant. He was trying to resist. He told him, don't do that. If you want to stay in this country, you just need to comply. I do have that video. That is an ICE officer advising the person he is arresting on how to behave so that nothing will get worse after. Trust me, when you will go for your green card interview, citizenship interview, you will not have those people with you. You will be just by yourself. They are misleading people. So I don't know what is point behind all those protests calling high Gestapo, calling immigration detention, concentration chambers. It's a bunch of crap. It's just lies. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. For 30 years, there has been a war between Congo and Rwanda. Do you know how many Republican and Democrat presidents um, overlooked the situation for 30 years? The first one to bring that situation at the White House was Donald Trump.
Yes, sir!
Check it out.
That's my
He
president,
has
baby!
invited the president of my country and the president of Rwanda to sign an agreement. I want this war to stop. You know how many people died? More than 30 million people. Until Donald Trump said, enough is enough. I need to stop this.
That's my president!
Country. I'm from that country. When people were dying in my country, I never saw anything about that in CNN. They never talked about it. But Donald Trump just brought a situation where at the White House, and if I want to talk about Nigeria when they are killing Christians,
Man, keep going, dude. You can talk about
I
whatever, dude.
remember when Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, more than 62 girls were just kidnapped from a school. They just made a movement they called Bring Back Our Girls. That's all they did. Singing around everywhere, bring back our girls, bring back our girls. Do you know what Donald Trump did? Strike them. Those Islamist terrorists.
Ooh, all right, yeah, all right. There we go. Yeah, give me your opinion on.
Right away, right away. Look it up, you will find. So I don't. I'm an immigrant, trust me, but I'm not blind.
Mm.
The left is like trying to show that we like you. Come over, come over, come over. But if you look the agenda that the left is promoting, trust me, no immigrant would stand that. The American dream, as you can dream it when you are outside the USA, is promoted by right now, Donald Trump. I will give you specific. Uh, in Africa, there are countries where young ladies will get sexual mutilation, genital part of them are removed. And if you face that in Africa, you can run and escape that and come in USA and seek for asylum. You can be granted asylum just because you are trying to escape that. Then you arrive in USA. We have the left doing the same thing to children, but they call it healthcare.
Woo-hoo.
Does it make sense?
Oh, you making sense, bro.
It doesn't make sense.
Well,
You want
no,
to
I know it
fight
doesn't
in
make
Africa,
sense. I'm
from
saying,
Africa.
I meant to say you're speaking
Go
facts.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, no, I know it doesn't make sense. I was more saying you're speaking facts. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, I'm just speaking facts.
Yeah, no, you are. You're speaking a lot of facts.
You know right now in what side is Donald Trump, because the President Trump right now is the only hope, even for immigrants.
Woo-hoo. Wait, hold on,
Because
hold on.
from the day
Time out, time out.
the USA,
I need you to say that one more time, just a little louder. Say that. What did you just say?
I will say it and I can defend it with facts. There are situations, very scary situations that immigrants are facing in USA right now, and the only hope they have for themselves and for the future of their children in USA is Donald Trump. We have African ladies. She got 5 children in Africa. All of them are healthy. All of them. The whole family came in USA. They got 1 child born in USA. The only US born is sick. They got the second child, US born, sick, because he's subject to this crazy vaccine schedule.
Woohoo! Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Do you know who's fighting that?
Yeah. No. Hey, keep going.
Donald Trump is the one fighting that.
Yes, sir.
Immigrants are crying right now. Look at what this country did with my child. Look at this country it did to my children. Do you think the left is the one coming and saying, okay, we need to investigate? No, no, no. They don't care. Who cares? Donald Trump.
Woo!
These are facts. These are facts. I can tell you, in the immigrant community, if I know 10 families, 8 of them are dealing with children suffering with autism. There are children in Africa who are healthy. This is the greatest country on earth.
Hold on. Say that again. Hold on. Say that what?
This is the greatest country.
Yes, it is.
Where we know they will resolve any kind of issue. But yet, for years, American children, I will say 1/3
Yep.
is sick.
Yep. Speak
Do you
it.
know who promote that?
Bill Gates. Fauci.
Oh, you know them.
Yeah, no, hey, but you speak
And
it.
you know who is fighting? You know who is fighting for those children right now? RFK under the leadership of who? Donald Trump.
But you know what?
Um,
I can say that all day, and I'm going to be called a racist. I'm going to be called a MAGA chud. I'm going to be called all this. You saying this means, I mean, you're moving mountains right now, dude. You have no idea. Keep speaking.
let's talk about the races.
Talk about whatever you want.
Do you know who is his nominee to lead the CDC? A black woman. Do you still want to call him racist?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump, the Donald Trump nominee to lead the CDC is a black woman. Do you still want to call him racist?
Mm.
And right now, I see a lot of clashes around black votes being deleted. They don't want black to have the right to vote. You had 8 years with a black president. Do you know what black people benefit from it?
No, what?
So the it's more about the agenda that they are pushing through. I'm a black man. If you are black, you are in the Congress, you are in the Senate, and you are just pushing crap and promoting BS. I don't care if it's a white one who is trying to defend me. Don't come to me and say, I want to protect the black people, and then black mothers are struggling with children suffering with autism. And then you have black congressman, black senator are the one covering it up. And you have some white congressman trying to defend the black children. So I don't care what is your color. I I care about what you do for me.
So
So
let me ask you this: how is what people from your country? How would you say they feel about Trump and like the American like movement right now?
I wish I could share video of how happy the hope that they have because the president stepped in trying to resolve the situation in Congo. I wish the president can visit the Congo one day and see how much is loved over there. But I don't think it's in an agenda. I don't think he's planning something like that.
Eh,
But
Hey, you
we
never
can
know.
just
You never know.
we can just go.
After a phone call like this, the facts that you're spitting, you're killing so many left wing narratives right now, and I don't even think you know it. And like, this phone call has the chance to go very viral, and the fact that it's coming from you and it's not coming from someone. So let me ask you this, right? How do you
Yep.
feel when you see someone on the left call someone like me a racist?
It doesn't make sense. You have seen me yesterday. I was trying to approach you and try to talk with you, and I have the other guy trying to fight me.
Oh, and hold on.
By the way, why do you talk to these people?
I need to kill something in the chat. This is not the guy that had his ass cheeks hanging out last night. That's not him. Okay, this is someone completely different. This man tried to get my attention, but I was too busy arguing with that soy boy, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him. So he found me on Facebook, and that's how I got a hold of this man. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but people in the comments
Yes.
were trying to say that you were that guy, and I didn't want people thinking you were the dude with his ass hanging out.
Oh no.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So how do you feel about the whole LGBTQ, that whole alphabet mafia pushing stuff on kids and stuff like that? Like, cause they, you're supposed to vote left and,
So this is a very serious topic. Um, Immigrant parents, they are scared to death because they know by now um, the left is promoting brainwashing the children in school and destroy them. I understand why the President Trump has just, canceled the Department of Education because the left was trying to use the Department of Education to destroy all American children from young age. That distraction, we may not feel it now, but maybe in 50 years, 60 years, maybe we will not be around when they were trying to create a generation of people who have been totally brainwashed. I don't know how this world would look like. And I have a different understanding of why, under the leadership of President Trump, we don't have a Department of Education. I believe right now. I don't know if it's changing, but there is no Department of Education. They are destroying children in school. And even the immigrant parents, they are scared to death. This is the country where this is what is going on in school. And the only hope they have right now to have their children saved is not the left, is the right.
hey, no.
When it comes to health, during his first term, the President Trump withdrew the USA from the WHO. And right after leaving, the next president signed up again. In his second term, he withdrew again the USA from the WHO. We know what the WHO with this agenda to destroy children and human beings all over the world. You know what is going on right now with what the Dr. Fauci covered up with the COVID vaccine. Who is fighting that right now? And they, Donald Trump. So if you want to call someone like that, caring about the life of everybody, not only white but including black people, if you hear me, an immigrant, saying that we have more hope on Donald Trump and the left, I know what I mean. I'm an immigrant, but I'm not black. It's not because you just open the door, you want everybody to come in your house, that we will be biased and not see that your agenda is evil and scary.
I'm sorry, but you need to make you a t-shirt and go ahead and copyright that saying right there. I am an immigrant, but I am not blind. Have a picture of like, have like Ray Charles on the shirt or something like that. And dude, that shirt would sell. You have no idea. Because that saying right there, I'm an immigrant, but I'm not blind. You have
Blind. I'm seeing and I understand what is going on. And I know that even for immigrants, the only hope they have for themselves, for the future of their children, believe me, it's Donald Trump. Even I think like it's scary.
man, you have no idea. Look, even Coco concurs. You have no idea how much you make my heart like warm when you say like because coming from when I say something like that, they try to say that like I'm obsessed with Trump or something like that. But like hearing it come from someone that has been through the process that they're protesting, saying that the greatest help and only hope for these people is the guy that they're telling everybody to hate. Dude, you're moving mountains
Can
right
I
now.
can I tell you something?
You can tell me whatever you want, bub.
Do you remember the situation with this 5 years old child who they said was used as a bait to arrest his father?
I I think I know what you're talking about. I could be wrong.
So I have a different view of that situation. That situation went viral with a backlash on immigration policies being headless, but in a normal civilized society, a father, even if you have a lion coming after you, that lion should, you know, kill you first before it can touch your child. You don't run away and leave your child behind you. Believe me, if all those immigration officers left that child unattended himself outside, they would still face the same backlash. They would say, look at this immigration officer. He have left a 5 years old himself unattended. They did the only thing that was right. But you know the backlash? They just wanted to make a show. When one child is injured by the vaccine at the hospital, if you ever seen the left doing the same noise, no, they will just silence it. But that's a human being who is almost dying, whose life and health is destroyed, maybe forever. Some of them will never uh, recover from it. But when one child in the car gets mistakenly pepper sprayed, you will have the left in the left in the Congress and Senate. They will make it a big face, a big deal. But they don't care about human beings. They don't care about the children who are being injured every day in hospitals. They don't care about human beings at all. Why would an immigrant think they care about him if they don't care about the human being life?
No.
I have seen a mother whose daughter was killed, dismembered, thrown in a trash bag, being silent by the left during a hearing at the Congress. I'm an immigrant. This is how you treat your own citizen? Why would I trust you? Why would I trust you? This is how you treat your own citizen. Why would I believe you will treat me right?
So I got one question. I should have asked you this earlier too. How did you get to the port of entry that you got there from the country that you're from? Like, what journey was there? Like, was there people you had to pay? Like, how did you get to that point to where you surrendered yourself?
Um, I never went through the coyote. Never. When you come to the right process, they have some people waiting there. That is Tijuana. The Tijuana USA border. Um, how can I say it? Those people are not from USA. I think they are from Mexico, but they get instruction from the USA. You put your name in a list. They give you a number, and then you will just need to show up there until it's your time to come in. So when you go in, they already know we are waiting for this number of people. We have this guy, that guy. They have the names. They know everybody was like. So you don't. I never went through the process of paying money to a coyote to bring me there. Never.
Now, can I ask you something? Do you know someone that has dealt with that personal experience?
What experience are you talking about?
Dealing with a coyote.
Yes, I have seen people.
The only reason why I'm
I
asking
have
is
heard.
because,
I have heard.
you
I
know,
have
like,
heard Tom. Um, Oman.
the only reason why I'm
Texas.
asking is because,
Yeah.
one of the narratives that we say is that, allowing people to just cross the border the way that they're doing it and all that, is dangerous. There's a lot of women that are sexually trafficked. Dealing with coyotes is dangerous. You owe them a bunch of money. If you don't pay them, you'll get killed. Like, so that's why I'm trying to, ask if you know anyone that dealt with that type of experience, like dealing with a coyote.
You see where I work? The hospital,
Yep.
the permanent care, public services, both schools. So I know thousands of people who went through that situation. I know a guy. He lives. I I don't want to say where he lives, but here in Maine. He's right now living only with his daughter. He saw his wife and 4 other kids
Wait, you said he's
died
so. Hold on. You said he's sold?
in the jungle.
He's sold?
He saw with his own eyes
Oh, saw. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said sold. I'm sorry.
No. He saw his wife and 4 children dying in the jungle. He saw them. He's here with a 16 years old child who is so. So I will say right now, there is many people somewhere outside the USA who really owe their life to the new policy of the border because nobody's coming here. I know a lady, she was crossing with her son, 7 years old, and the level of that river just goes up. And then the child was gone. This is just one person. Do you know how many immigrants are living in USA right now? So we have millions of cases of people who didn't make it. I know a guy whose the 9 years old daughter was raped. He was there, what, listening to the child shouting, crying, begging for help. But they had 2 guys with guns. There is nothing you can do. Can you imagine that?
Dude,
You have your child being raped
I would have died.
just behind the tree, and she's begging for help, but there is nothing you can do. So when you hear Tom Poman saying we are saving lives, I know what he means. So cases like that, we can spend the whole night.
No, keep going, dude. Keep going, bro. You got me in tears right now.
Can you imagine?
No, I
So I
couldn't.
have a different view. Again, I will say I'm an immigrant, but I'm not blind. I see what I see. I know what I know. So we will never. I think we have few who will never be biased. And you know, if I have few friends who are U.S. citizens, they have been immigrants in the past. They went through the process. They got the citizenship. They vote Republican. All my friends I know who are U.S. citizens, they voted for Trump. They might not say it's badly, because they fear some type of retaliation. You see what happened to you yesterday. You see the guy was trying to come on me, but
Yeah, what did he say to you?
he was just telling me that because I'm black, I should not even talk to you.
But they call us the racists.
And then you were the one, and the other guy. They saw the black guy who approached them. Did they say, did you say, you black guy, get out, I don't want to talk with you?
Nope.
And then I have the one who was calling you racist, trying to come on me and try to fight you because I was talking to her. Who is racist?
You know what I call that? Liberal logic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm literally, dude. You had me in tears, literally talking about that young girl, because like I got a 7-year-old son, and I couldn't imagine being in a situation where he was being harmed and I couldn't protect him. Like there was nothing I could personally do to protect my son. And I just had to sit there and allow it to happen what was happening. And that's exactly what's going on at the border when we allow people to just cross the way that they're crossing. And it coming from someone like you that
has been on not just one side. You've been on both sides. You've been on both sides of this situation. And I mean, in the beginning of the interview, you admitted ICE literally saved your life, not just your life, literally saved someone else's life. Like, you're just one person. How many other people have experiences like this that we're not
That's what I'm
hearing?
saying. So when you listen to the Secretary of Homeland Security saying that we have children to find, we have children to save, you see the child I was talking about, the young lady in Western, they made sure they will just release her to the parents. They did a DNA test to make sure this is the real parent. During the Trump administration, the second term. But before that, children were just released to we don't know who. Do I personally know cases of children who were released to the wrong person who did wrong to them? I will tell you yes. I know, personally, I know. I know cases like that. So when the Secretary of Homeland Security is saying we have children to find, I know what he's talking about. When Tom Oman is saying that we are saving lives, even immigrant lives, I know what he's talking about.
You're moving mountains, bro. You're moving mountains.
So I have been there. I have been through the system on both sides, inside immigration detention, outside immigration detention. I interacted with immigration officer multiple times, and this is a side of the story that most people don't talk about. I believe the left knows about it, but they just silence it. You know what? I don't understand why. Um, I don't understand why the current administration is not talking about the good thing they are doing.
Like what?
They never talked about. They never talked about those programs for children who are detained. They
What?
will just say, "Oh, they have sent the child in a concentration camp," but that child has the opportunity to attend some program. You need to hire an attorney and go through the normal process. They offer opportunities for education inside what they call concentration camp. I just don't know why the current administration is not talking about all those programs because they are really dormant. I don't know.
It's because if they brag about it, they're gonna be,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? It needs to come from
Mhm.
someone like you. That's why I don't think you understand how powerful, how much you're moving mountains right now by talking and explaining all. Dude, I'm, I'm still trying to get myself together over that story, dude.
Even
Like,
even that child, the young lady, her mom was like, when I talked to my child, she told me she was fine, everything was fine. The only thing that was missing, you don't have that freedom to go wherever you want because you are still under the custody of the US government and they are not going to release you in the street. They are not going to release you to the wrong person. They will just do the best
hold on,
to make
wait.
sure they are.
You just hit on a key point. So that's one thing that's been different about the Trump administration compared to the Biden administration. You just said it. You said they won't release you to the wrong
They will.
person compared
They
to
did
when,
that.
because the big thing that they made a big deal about, you remember, was the DNA testing. Was,
Yeah,
like,
they did.
now they
They,
weren't doing that during the Biden administration. Explain that a little bit.
yeah, but you know they. the unvetted catch release, catch release, catch release.
Yep.
If you don't check who this child is going to, you see what you can guess what should happen next. If the child is released to the wrong place,
It's
would you want your child to live with someone that you don't know, you don't trust? Would you
listen.
do that? No.
I wouldn't send my
Yeah.
child on a trip across the border with someone I didn't know just to hope that he had a better life. I'm sorry. That I just wouldn't do that as a parent. I just, especially in today's world.
I personally know one guy. Um, he was in jail. I believe he has been reported. Um, he has been just, I don't want to say the word. And then the lady went to report the police because it was too much. That is what happens when you release a child to the wrong place. These are cases that are personally known. How many of us have here you will say we know different stories? Maybe scared to speak up about it. Many people. So
So,
they say that the border is closed. It's really closed. They have zero people coming through. But the two people, the 1% people who were able to come through, they have been treated very well. I just gave you one case. So you don't want to call that person and get them.
so listen, man. I just want to say this. You're moving mountains. You're, and so in conclusion, I want you to give me like just how you want to close all this. Your final statements. Uh, as you can tell, I'm all stuffed up because I literally had to blow my nose because you literally had me crying over that story. But like literally, so do a closing statement. I want everyone to hear this. Everyone needs to share this. The fact that this is coming from someone like you, you're moving mountains, bro. And that I gotta ask, are you a Christian at all? Are you a man of God?
I'm a Christian,
Will you close
and
this?
when I was in my
Well,
country,
I only
when I was
asked that because I was gonna ask if you'll close this in prayer.
yeah, when I was in my country, I remember one man who was called Renard Bonking. If you can look him up, he's a U.S. citizen, pastor. He was going all over Africa. That is what we knew about USA, a Christian nation. It's really hard today to see situations where they prohibit a coach to say a prayer before a party. This is not the USA that we know. And this statement is going to all these uh, all these people were feeling in this administration. Um, we have good people right now. They have good heart. The rugby personally with them. The field officer, they are performing a very dangerous job. They need to take care of themselves. And I just can't stand all the lies about them. I, it's, I need to be honest. I will never stand the lies about them. We have people with good heart. I was just talking about that guy. he was rescuing an immigrant. At the same time, he was giving him advice on how to behave, so that even his future, in case he was to stay in this country, he would not face complications when it comes to making adjustment of status. Do you really want that person to be called the Gestapo? So it's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair. But we, 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 we need someone to stand and say some truth. And I just feel happy to, and thank you for this opportunity you gave me to have my voice heard. And, yeah.
No, man, don't thank me. I should be the one thanking you because you have no idea how much this means. And, you know, like, I appreciate you for having the courage for doing this, for, you know, actually saying what truth is instead of feelings. So I really appreciate that. And, you know, the one thing I think me and you will both agree on tonight is that America is the greatest country on earth.
How it is. How it is. And then as long as the left is not given the opportunity to destroy it, it will remain the greatest country on earth. The last thing I will tell you right now. The last thing I will tell you right now. Give the left 75% of the Congress. Give the left 75% control of the Senate. Give them the Supreme Court. Immigrants will run away this country. They will not need eyes to run away. They will just run away this country. We have hope that this
Yes.
country can be as great as most people would like to live in it, even only with the
Woo!
hope of the President Trump leadership and his agenda, and he's the only hope from the real problem immigrants are facing this country.
Dude,
The real problem.
I could kiss you through this. I could kiss you through this computer, phone, whatever. I don't know what to say because I'm using 3 different devices right now. But dude,
Yeah.
you got me so excited right now, dude. Like you have no idea because you're killing so many narratives with what you're saying. It's mind-boggling. I appreciate it. And do you want to close this in prayer?
Um,
If not, I will. It's up to you. I just
I will just do a short prayer.
yeah.
Dear God, I trust you. You see what we are not able to see. You know what is going on right now on earth.
Amen.
Do you really know he's fighting for the good and who are fighting for the evil?
Amen.
Please protect this country from every distraction that the evil can is trying to bring. In Jesus' name, I have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Hey man, God bless you. I love
God
you.
bless you.
Hey man, I love you, brother. Welcome to
Love you
America,
too.
man. Thank you
Yep.
for the courage that you showed tonight. Dude, you
Yep.
like seriously, man, you